Last week brought massive news from Appalachia that'll spark huge debate by the 2028 elections, and almost nobody is talking about it yet. The U.S. Geological Survey discovered that Appalachians hold about 2.3 million metric tons of previously undiscovered, economically recoverable lithium, enough to supply us for the next 3 centuries. We'll get to why this will become a major election debate soon, but first we have to answer some basic questions. Why does lithium matter? Because it's an excellent conductor of electricity, it's extremely malleable and has a very high melting point. You can slice it into thin sheets with a knife and it'll still hold its shape when heated. That makes it perfect for electronics. You've seen lithium ion battery warnings at airports, and lithium powers your smartphone, laptop, electric vehicles, and power tools. Basically anything portable with a rechargeable battery. This discovery is massive for America because China currently dominates the lithium industry. They're the top refiner of lithium and the third largest miner, behind only Chile and Australia. But Chinese companies hold major stakes in mines across both of those countries. The world's largest hard rock lithium mine in Western Australia is effectively 26% controlled by Chinese firms. In Chile, the government is cracking down on foreign investors, but as of last year, Chinese companies still owned roughly 22% of SQM, the outfit running operations at the Atacama Salt Flat, the planet's richest lithium deposit. That said, as I alluded to, Chile's government is forcing China's stake in SQM to decline fast. But even with China's dwindling stake in Chile, they still control a massive chunk of the global lithium market, especially since they refine 70 to 80% of the world's supply, including everything coming out of Australia. Here in the US, we've got just one operating lithium refinery, and we don't even crack the top 10 in mining. But all of that could change soon. These 2.3 million metric tons could cover our current import levels for 328 years. Of course, rising demand will shorten that timeline, but either way, it's a massive economic win for us and a blow to China, if we actually mine it. And this is where the 2028 election comes in. This should and will be a centerpiece of the 2028 debates. Whether it's JD Vance and Gavin Newsom or two other names on that stage, they will be asked if we should mine this lithium, if we should build more refineries to process it domestically. The answer is obviously yes. You might wonder why we haven't started already. And the answer is that it takes years to get mines operational. I've heard some say that it would take a full decade to reach full capacity. But the Trump administration is signaling that they are ready to move. Energy Secretary Doug Burgum hailed the discovery as America reclaiming mineral independence. EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin called it a big win for our economy and national security. But we know that anything like this will trigger backlash from Democrats and climate activists. We've seen it before. Remember the Keystone Pipeline? It would have carried Canadian oil straight to our southern ports and refineries. Biden killed it in 2021 after years of protests from climate groups and left-wing activists. Remember the fracking debate? Fracking breaks apart shale rock to release trapped oil. Today, fracking is responsible for over 2/3 of U.S. production, making us the world's top oil producer. But climate activists fought it tooth and nail. And there were even some unconfirmed allegations of Russian funding behind some of the opposition to U.S. fracking. Expect similar foreign meddling in the lithium mining debate. Because just like with fracking, lithium mining would slash prices and our reliance on foreign suppliers. And you think China will take that without a fight? Absolutely not. Get ready for online flyers talking about the dangers of mining. Climate activists will make this their next crusade, fighting these mines like they did fracking. They'll echo whatever propaganda feeds their narrative. The 2028 Democratic nominee will face demands to shut the mines down for the environment, just like the pleas to Biden about the Keystone Pipeline. Activists will downplay the economic boom, while Democrats argue environmental costs outweigh the gains. But you and I both know that's nonsense. 3 centuries of cheaper lithium, 3 centuries free from China's grip on our key electronics. That's worth way more than a few holes in the ground and some squirrels having to find new homes. I kid there because obviously environmental concerns go beyond squirrels. Now, some concerns are worth a discussion, like potential water pollution and increased CO2 emissions. But here's the question that climate activists and Democrats dodge. Wouldn't you rather have America mining lithium than China? If you're truly worried about the planet, shouldn't mining take place in a country with strict regulations, not one that's obsessed with profits, deploying forced Uyghur labor in its mines? It is far better for both the environment and the people involved to mine in the United States than for China to be in near total control. We do it cleaner and more ethically than they ever will. When you hit them with that question, Democrats and climate activists have no good comeback. They're either forced to give a silent admission that they don't really care about the environment, or they'll claim that they only go after America's prosperity because they can't touch China. Both responses are weak. The economic upside, paired with our ability to mine responsibly, makes this a no-brainer. But remember this, in 2028 you will be inundated with foreign propaganda about the dangers of mining, and the climate activists and Democrats will repeat that propaganda. And some of what you'll hear from Democrats will even be hypocritical. Tom Steyer, billionaire candidate running to replace Gavin Newsom as California's governor, portrays himself as a green candidate and has secured the endorsement of multiple green groups in California. But his hedge fund, Farallon Capital, funds Chinese coal mining companies. While his investments aren't in lithium mining, be on notice that major hedge funds do profit from Chinese companies. If America starts mining lithium, that means less money for those Chinese outfits, which means less cash for American hedge funds. Don't underestimate how foreign investments sway our politics, including these climate debates. And in 2 years, when the election heats up, expect the debate over lithium mining to explode. Don't buy the propaganda. When folks rattle off climate worries like deforestation, carbon emissions, pollution, remember that those pale in comparison to the payoff. Centuries free from relying on our geopolitical adversary for vital technology. Until we find a way to artificially manufacture something with the same benefits as lithium, we should be mining and refining as much as we can for our economy and for our national security. Subscribe and like the video for more from me. I cover politics, culture, and religious issues from an honest, conservative perspective. I criticize my own side when needed and try to do so without the performative outrage you get from so many online these days. If that resonates with you, subscribe and head to my Substack to get new releases emailed directly to you. With that, I'll see you next time. Thank you.